Record. Here we go. So, hi Pete, how are you
Hello,
doing?
Justina.
You have done some amazing changes to your business model since all of this awful lockdown. What have you been up to recently?
um, it's not really out of choice, our amazing changes. We've merely just followed that wonderful word of diversification, which is what all of us need to do, pandemic or no pandemic. We've all got to diversify, but we've been focusing for the cookery school on our professional courses, and they've been able to run ahead because they are part of the education, and they've been going really well, and really good attendance. And also Zoom cook-along masterclasses, predominantly at the moment for companies, but it's something that could be done for the public if need be. For the events business, Vaughans Kitchen, the only thing we can do, Justina, is takeaway. But you can do great takeaway. We can take people to different countries, obviously in their imagination, but food can stir imagination. So this Friday, it's a night in Valencia, the
Oh, very
home of
nice.
paella, the home of orange. Yeah.
Lovely. Because I did actually have a few of your meals when you were on at Wellington Barn.
Yeah, that's lockdown number one, wasn't it? That was when we had the beautiful weather and we were all frolicking in the meadows saying how wonderful all this. Lockdown two, I'm afraid, is a bit more like the trenches of the First World War. It's quite crippling for businesses because we've got Christmas around the corner, and it's really important for all businesses that we get trade. We all know that, you more than anyone.
Yeah, I know. Well, in fact, of course, that's how we met actually way before the Healthy Life, when I had the Mulberry Natural Health Centre.
That's right, and for those who have never been to the Mulberry Natural Health Centre, it was a haven of tranquility. So you went upstairs and the place was naturally space cleaned and smudged, and it had this wonderful aura. But on top of that, and crystals everywhere, and wonderful talks and workshops, great energy. But on top of that, you had this wonderful waft from the Indian takeaway restaurant
That is
below.
so true. That is so true. That is so true. And I remember because I'd retrained to do my hypnotherapy and things like that. And you guys mentioned that you were looking at selling the shop. And so that was funny because I'd ummed and ahed for ages, and then did some work experience there. And then, of course, I've had the Healthy Life now for 12 years. And I worked out the other day with one of the previous owners that the Healthy Life is actually 40 years old.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, it's really the Healthy Life, for those who don't know, and you really should, like, get real, it's been an institution of devisers. And for me, it's not our business. And Justina, I don't mean it horribly, it's not your business.
No,
We're kind
exactly.
of custodians. We're custodians, all of us, of this business that I hope, Justina, will just go on into the future, whatever it becomes, whether it becomes an online business. The principles and the ethics behind the Healthy Life are wholesome, honest, and true. And it's so funny, Justina. There was a stool, you didn't want it, so I think we've got it somewhere. It was a stool that was perched at the end of the desk of the till, where old elderly people used to sit down and they would have a chat whilst their shopping basket was emptied and put through the till. And I thought, oh, I hope things like that don't die out because they're precious. And
they really, really are precious. And it's really funny because I always say to people, I'm the fourth guardian of the place. You can't think of yourself in that type of business as the owner. Yeah, it's a really interesting business. But Pete, one of the things I wanted to ask you about is that obviously you've got some great recipes, and we've been bagging up your Christmas cake recipes, and which I had to go at cooking, and it's lovely. Thank you for that. And we've been selling those kits so that people can just literally go into the kitchen, open the bags, and get on with it. And we've been putting together a few of the great great granny's Christmas pudding, the recipe of your great great granny. And traditionally, Judy was saying to me not so long ago that it's all about making it on Stir Up Sunday, which is this Sunday coming up. And of course, with all the lockdown, people are doing lots and lots of baking. But I don't really know that tradition of where Stir Up Sunday comes from. And I wondered if you could just tell us.
Oh, blimey. Well, the first thing is, of course, all wishes do come true if you believe in them. I don't know whether I'm a fan of sticking the coins into the cake mix because of health and safety these days. Maybe clean the coins before you do that. The tradition of Stir Up Sunday, if I'm correct, would be a time to stir and make your wishes. Obviously, Christmas Eve being a time of great magic. But I do know that you stir east to west, and you do that because that is to mark the holy men, holy people. We don't know whether they're just men, who made their way from the Magi, these bizarre people who believed in astrology and everything like that, and they made their way to Israel to the birth of Christ. So that you stir from east to west, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also the ingredients, Pete. There's 13 ingredients in this particular recipe.
Okay, I don't know whether there was 13 wise men, but 13 is a pretty special number.
Yeah, so it was to represent Jesus and his disciples. And that's what's in this particular recipe is those 13 ingredients. So yeah, I just think it's quite an interesting story about really what is behind Christmas pudding.
Learning the story of all foods is important, just simply how mayonnaise became mayonnaise and why it was called so. But back to your festive cake pudding, and what's great about this recipe, it's been developed by us at the time, the evolution of the Healthy Life, is I'm not a vegan myself, I completely get the principles of it, but we've developed it to be a cake pudding without eggs, which is brilliant. There are many people who don't eat eggs, don't wish to, religious reasons, vegan, so it's perfect for you. And it's actually quite hard to develop a cake without eggs. You don't realise it till you realise quite what eggs do in a cake or a pudding. So it's over to you, and get people in and get them making their own and save all the plastic packaging. Oh, it's like a virus. It's worse than COVID.
Yeah, it's dreadful, but it's great because you are seeing more and more shops open that are offering a refill service, and hopefully eventually one day the sort of good quality supermarkets will go that way as well, so it becomes the norm. We have about 60 dry goods now in the refill system, and pretty much all the rest of the packaging is either now completely compostable. It's even gone beyond that stage of being biodegradable to fully compostable or returnable, where it's made into new bags. So that's the thing about the Healthy Life, it's always evolving, always changing. So yeah. Well, Pete, look, thank you so much for saying hi and dropping in. It's so nice to see you. I so miss your food from the bistro, and I'm sure I'll be there on Friday getting my meal off you guys.
Well, if anybody's interested, if you haven't tried the falafel wrap, I mean, it's legendary. We make our own falafels, we make the hummus, everything for it. But it started Life, Justina, outside the front of the Healthy Life 20 years ago, quite literally. And I'm not joking, 20 years ago, people in Devizes, with the greatest respect, had never even heard of a falafel. They barely could even pronounce it, usually the word falafel. And people, I would give them out complimentary, just little tasters, to get people enjoying hummus, and you don't need it in the plastic packaging. It wasn't actually that popular in supermarkets. I mean, I don't think you had all these different varieties back then, red pepper and Moroccan style. And people would deliberately avoid me. They would walk around until they tasted it, and word travels quickly in Devizes in a good way. And then before you knew it, there was all these orders coming in for the falafel wraps. And they got bigger and bigger, and then I started cursing these orders because we have to make the falafels, and anybody who's done that it's a time-consuming job making these things. And before we know it, it's just been phenomenal. They're legendary. So we always do them when we do a takeaway, even if we're doing a Spanish theme, which we are this Friday, we'll do our falafel wraps as tribute to the healthy life and everything it stands to. So well done for everything you and the team do.
Well, thank you so much, Pete. And I extend an invitation to you that when all of this is over, we bring the stall back outside the shop, outside the Healthy Life, and let's have a falafel day.
God, yes.
Right. Bye for now, my friend. So nice to see you. Lots of love.
Okay.
Around the corner. So bye, Chiquita. You're going to show your face. This is the lady behind the Vaughans Kitchen. There you are.
Lady Vaughan.
Lady Vaughan. Brilliant. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.